I know there's a Sangeet Kala connection going back many years. I know that her grandparents were members of Sangeet Kala Kendra, and her parents-in-law are members of Sangeet Kala Kendra. So maybe in all these years, you must have met her in some program or the other, or you're related to her, or you know her socially, or maybe you have ordered from her professionally. In case you haven't, I'll just talk a little about her. Aparna started her work from home 20 years ago, and she started doing snacks and some bread based items. And then slowly she started experimenting with cakes and other desserts. The taste was fabulous, but she felt that she needed more work in the presentation part of it. So she went to London, she attended Cordon Bleu, she did her diploma in patisserie arts over there, and came back and started this store called Homemade. And slowly but steadily and surely, Homemade became very popular. I remember buying stuff from there. It was opposite Marriott Juhu. Um, and then it went on for 7 long years. After that, she shut shop. But her clientele was so loyal, they wanted to order more things from her. So it continued, and it does till now. Homemade now offers cakes and desserts and savories and a whole lot of kind of new breads that they've started now. They also have a website, homemademumbai.com. They have an Instagram page, Homemade Mumbai, and you can order stuff from there. And she also has a Insta page called the Recipe Ladder, where she's put in a lot of recipes for all of us. And she also has some live demos there as well. So without further ado, let's get cooking with Aparna. Just 1 or 2 points I just want to mention before we begin. Firstly, that I hope all of you don't get distracted by writing down the recipe and the ingredients, because after this session, we'll be putting it up on the Sangeet Kala Kendra, the WhatsApp number from where you got your invitation. We'll be putting up the list of ingredients there, exact measurements and everything. So just pay attention and enjoy her cooking and look at the technique and the method and all of that. And the second thing is, if you have any questions, any queries, you can write them in the comment box. And Aparna will be answering either along the way or after the session gets over. After her cooking, we'll have a few minutes for that. So without further ado, let's get cooking with Aparna. Aparna, over to you.
Thank you. Very honored to be cooking for all of y'all today. I know some of y'all are really great cooks and very well-known chefs, and y'all cook very well at home. Thank you for having me. So today we will do tiramisu. We should start with the best part of any menu, which is dessert. So we'll start with the tiramisu. It is a very, very simple procedure because we are doing it eggless. The thing with tiramisu, the main thing with tiramisu is you need these biscuits. Biscuits cannot be compromised. You can put your normal sponge, but you will not get the effect which this biscuit gives you. I picked this up from Amazon. It took delivery was within 2 days. And there are many different companies, but the name of the biscuit is this. Like I would say a sponge cake, the name of the biscuit is this. The company can differ, so it doesn't matter. I think it's pronounced as Savoiardi, but it's got a very French, Italian name, so I'm not very good at that. All right. Then we have the second ingredient is mascarpone cheese. I like this Moose brand a lot. It's consistent, it's Indian and easily available, and it's very good quality. You can pick up the fancy mascarpone from food hall and all, but sometimes it's a tad sour or not too fresh. I would prefer this. So we have this, and we have cream, which I use soya cream, the rich cream, rich cream. And this is whisk cream. It's ready. Also need cocoa powder, which I have over here. This is for the topping. And we will need coffee. So the better the coffee, the better your tiramisu is. I'm not saying that you over dip the sponge finger, otherwise you're going to have a mush in your hand. But the stronger and the better the coffee, the better is your tiramisu. I don't have an espresso machine at home. You can call for a couple of espresso shots from Starbucks or any other coffee company next to you, or you can brew your own espresso. What I have done is I have this Blue Tokai coffee sachet. It's a medium roast. I will use this. It's a very simple thing to do. So by the time we talk, I'm going to just keep pouring. If you want to just show, this is the coffee. You can't smell it, unfortunately. So I'm just going to keep pouring hot water and it's going to submerge into it. We'll keep talking and keep pouring that. The more I leave it, the better it becomes. Another necessary ingredient is alcohol in the tiramisu. You can, of course, make it without alcohol, but you cannot say that it's going to be the original tiramisu. You can put rum, you can put Grand Marnier, which is a orange-based liquor, or you can put Kahlua, which is a coffee-based liquor. Okay. There are a lot of these new varieties which have come. Strawberry tiramisu, this tiramisu. You can, of course, do it as like somebody will call for a gulab jamun cheesecake, and they asked me, and I was like, I cannot do such things. So similarly, I would suggest that keep to the traditional tiramisu. Of course, you can do a whole lot of other stuff, but I suggest traditional stuff always. So this is it. What I'm going to do till this coffee is brewing is cut open the savio or whatever it is, and pull it out. It comes like this, and they are pretty crisp. If you eat them just as it is, they'll break like a biscuit. And if you want to make it at home, you can also make a ladyfinger sponge. You can look up the recipe in YouTube. This definitely does have eggs. Otherwise, it cannot become crisp like this. But if you don't like eggs, you can use a normal sponge cake. I suggest that you use this. So the coffee is almost about brewed. अरुण एक छोटा प्याला देना ना इसको निकालने के लिए. And to this, I'm going to add nicely Kahlua. Okay, just give me a minute and we'll get to it. Meanwhile, I'm going to take out the mascarpone cheese in this bowl. Please use a spatula. It cleans up everything very well. So mascarpone is not cream cheese. Do not mix it with cream cheese. It's got another flavor altogether. Cream cheese is different. Mascarpone is different. Let the coffee drip a bit. It's nice and strong. You can make it as strong as you like. Don't make it too light. You need that coffee flavor. So don't make it too light. Make it strong. Stronger side is better because there's cream coming, mascarpone coming, the sponge finger coming. It will soak up quite a bit of the strong flavors. That's one nice cup of espresso. In it goes. To it, I'm going to add a little bit of water. Just a little bit. You don't have to add. You can make it 2 cups of espresso. It's not an issue. And a nice dollop of Kahlua. I don't mind alcohol, so I'm adding a nice little dollop, and it enhances the flavor of tiramisu. You can add a little less. But the recipe I'm showing you today, these are traditional recipes. Of course, eggless tiramisu is not a traditional recipe. We make it, you're supposed to actually take 2 or 3 egg yolks and whisk it in a double boiler with little sugar. And once it is whisked and cooked, Then you take the egg white and you make a nice fluffy, you whip it till it becomes nice and fluffy. And then you add it to the mascarpone along with the egg white, the egg yellow, a little bit of cream, and then you layer it. But we are doing a eggless method, which works just as well according to me. Um, of course, I know you're going to say it's not fully eggless. This has got egg in it, but uh, cannot be helped. I'm just going to whisk it with a machine. If you don't have a machine, you don't have to worry about it. You can just take a any kind of whisk or a fork or anything. Sorry. No, no, I don't work with egg replacement. So I never worked with egg replacement. So if you ask me right now, I will not be able to give you correct information. Okay, here we have this machine. Sorry, the wire is a little short. Can you see, Tane? Yeah. Just a little whisk to break it down. And I'm going to reduce the speed, lift it up so all the leftover comes out. That's it. Nothing more to it. Sorry. Louder? Okay, sorry. Okay. So we just want to take this all out. We don't want to waste anything. The coffee is cooling. I'm just letting it cool for a bit. Once this is done, we will work with the coffee and the sponge fingers. I hope I'm clear so far. Please give me a thumbs up. Uh, is everything good? Everything good, Tane? Mm-hmm. Sorry, these things take a little bit of time, but we cannot waste it. Mascarpone cream is really, really tasty. One day, I had some mascarpone cream lying at home, and I made a paneer dish for my mother-in-law's birthday. Turned out to be too spicy, and then I didn't want to add any more gravy to it. So I had a little bit of the mascarpone. I added that, and the spice evened out. And everybody who had the paneer sabji were like, "Arey wah, kya banaya?" and all that. So sometimes flukes really become very nice. Okay, so let's put this away for a minute. Let me show you sponge fingers. So I'm going to pour a little bit of this in the plate here. Open the sponge fingers in this. A lot of crumbs will fall, so be careful. We just leave it here to soak. You'll see how quickly the coffee gets soaked up. You'll be shocked. I think we need more coffee. Can you call Arun? So I've set for 2 cups of espresso. Coffee ek aur leke aao. Set for 2 and garam pani. I've set for 2 cups of espresso and I wasn't wrong. See, it's all gone. And it's soaked up. You will put the little hard part on top. See, it's soaked up. I would normally put a little bit more here, but not it's soaked up so well, I'm not going to do it. See. The cream, the mascarpone, the water content in that will automatically make it soft. So we don't have to worry. We don't want it too soft. Too soft is not a good idea. Okay, so we're going to pour some more. First, I'm going to open this up. There we go. Where's the other one? Yeah. Open this one up. Sorry, I've not left it open because we live in Bombay and everything becomes so soggy and non-crisp so quickly. This is the sugar which is there in it and a little bit of the crumbs. So here it goes. There we go. Quickly, 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 quickly. Don't leave it on for too long. You'll have a mush in your hand, which you don't want. There, fast, fast. See, it's all soaking up. Okay. There. One layer is done. I'm going to keep this out for the moment. बना देना कॉफी बना दे एक कप कॉफी बना के छोड़ दे okay till this is getting done we are going to whisk this and where's my yeah. Now to this mascarpone like I said we can do white can you show my face Tane? We can do egg whites and cooked egg yolks but we're not doing that. Now we're going to add the cream which is whisked already. That's it. I think we are good. What I am going to do is shift this to a smaller plate, smaller baking dish because I want 2 layers. So now the way to mix this is see like this. You cut it, rotate it. We don't want to over mix it because you lose the fluffiness. It's all there in the recipe. You'll get the recipe, it's all there. Arun chota wala le aaye, double mein nahi hoga. Even the baking dish I've given you the size, I just tried to see if I can fit in a little larger portion, but apparently not. You can pipe it if you want. You can also take a piping bag and pipe this. It'll look very pretty. But I'm not going to do that. This has to mix very well. I'm going to shift it to a smaller one. Because double layers really taste very good. That. We're good. I think we've done a good job here. It's all mixed. It's a little difficult to mix. Keep your cream a little lightly whipped. If you make it a very tight whip, it'll be a little difficult to mix. So keep your cream a little lightly whipped. So I'm going to use, where's a small spatula on here? Just leave dollops here. An ideal size of baked dish is somewhere between this and this. Mine broke yesterday, unfortunately. We are redoing our kitchen a little bit and it broke. And so I apologize for that. But I've given you the proper size. All right. I have over here offset spatula. You can just take a spoon. You take a spoon, wet it a little bit with water, and you can do it with that also. Press it down, but not too much. Keep it a little fluffy. Try to make it even. Keep your sides clean. I will show you. Please keep your sides a little clean. There, it's evened out nicely. Okay. Now, I'm going to clean up the sides just a little bit. There you go. Because it should look very nice on the side as well. always make it in a transparent container. It looks very nice. Of course, you can make it in a non-transparent container as well. And you can also make it in individual cups. Okay. We have some sponge fingers. I'm going to put that. And then we'll soak up some more, not an issue. I think we have enough soaked up. So the recipe I've given you is exact for a size between this and this. Don't worry because I have messed up a little bit. My dish broke. A little bit like that. And then the rest of the cream cheese mixture as well. I'm going to give it a, Arun, ye hata do sab yahan se, please. I'm going to give it a good clean shake here. That's it. So because I wanted to use up the mixture, I've added a little extra in the first layer. You can, if you have a deeper dish, you can add a little extra, not an issue. We are good here. Wasn't this quick? Really quick? Just have everything ready. And this is a very, very quick dish to make. Sorry. I need to clean my hands. Okay. You will need to dip your spoon or your knife in water. I'm used to making cake, so I know how to do it. But you please use a wet spoon. Wet the spoon, jhadkao it, and it should just be moist, not dripping wet. Warmish water is good. Lukewarm water is good. There we go. The top of the tiramisu. Then we spread it, then we clean it up later, not an issue. So it spreads properly. No, no. So this cream comes with a little sweet, as it is from the packet. We didn't add any extra sugar. You want to clean the sides a little bit. I hope everybody, all of y'all are safe, sound, doing well, and in a manner of speaking, have enjoyed the lockdown, because I do think a lot of families got together and spent a lot of time together. So I kind of liked it with my family. Okay, we're good. I'll show you how to decorate it. Oh dear. I'll show you how to decorate it. Very simple. Take any paper you have at home, any paper. Okay. Don't stick it to it. Butter paper would be best, but I'm showing you because we don't, all of us have butter paper. Just cut strips. Place it in a crisscross manner. Chota bada strips, no problem. It's your design, your problem. Nobody can judge you. Okay. There. So I like a little bit more here. And maybe I'll place a small one here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm not loud enough. Sorry, people. Sorry. Bring it here so we don't mess up anything. I'm sorry. Did I? Okay. I'm not that self-obsessed, but maybe I did. Okay. We're going to take some cocoa powder in a normal chalni. Chalni, of course, should not be wet. Be careful. Can Tane show here, please? Okay. Now, very lightly, I'm banging the chalni All of us at home like extra cocoa powder. And so I'm going to put a little extra cocoa powder. Of course, you don't need to do this. You can put cocoa powder in the entire thing without putting these design strips. Okay. So I have this kachra bowl here. Lift the topmost part very carefully. Dump it. This one. So you don't want to disturb the cocoa powder. In it goes. This one. And this one. You've got a design of sorts. You don't want it, you can do this. इसको हटा दूं, कांटा है इसमें. You can take a fork. I'll show it to you in a second. I'm sorry. No, I'm not slow. I'm showing everybody properly. Okay. I'll show you one more design you can do on top of it. So till the design factor is coming, I'll show you. This is a Paniharam pan I got. It's induction. It works on the induction. It can also go in stuffed stove top. We're going to make rosti in this, individual roasties in this. Okay, sorry. The fork is here. You can just take. If you see, I've covered even the side of the glass bowl. Just do this. Any design, no design. It's you who are cooking, you who are eating. Nobody can judge you. So this is the way we'll do it. Nice. अरुण इसको ना साफ करके जल्दी से पानी से धोके जल्दी से लिया. Please keep cleaning as you cook. I know I am no one to tell you that, but it's a good cook who keeps cleaning up as you and when you make dishes. So this is going to go in the refrigerator. You can refrigerate it up to good 4-5 hours before you can eat it. If you want to see the sides, Tanya, can you show the sides? Show the sides. All right. We are good here. Can we move on to the next one, please? Sorry. Okay. Now I have an induction here. I have this Paniharam pan. I have over here. This can go in the fridge, please, Tanya. I have over here some cheese. You can take any type of melting cheese. You can take a little bit of mozzarella, raclette cheese, fondue cheese, cheddar cheese, Montejac, pepper jack. Try not to take any flavored cheese. Okay. इसको fridge में ले जाएगा, please. इधर. I'll show you. This is beetroot. This is potatoes. Try to get patis potatoes. If you don't get patis potatoes, I'll show you what to do. Patis potatoes has a lot of starch. And then therefore the entire thing clings very well together. They're also very good for French fries and chips. But sometimes we don't get patis potatoes. So we need to add a little bit of extra starch to it. Therefore, we will add a little bit of corn flour. I have patis potatoes today. The beetroot and the patis potatoes both are parboiled, meaning they were boiled with the skin on in an open flame and little kacha, they're half kacha. But we don't want them fully cooked because again, they'll become like mush. Patis potatoes tends to cook very fast, so be careful. Then here I have beetroot, which is also parboiled. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of corn flour to it. Just a little bit, because beetroot does not have any kind of what do we call it, starch. So we're going to add a little bit of starch because we need it to cling together. It's going to come apart when we cook it. So that's it. Just slightly dust it with corn flour. It's going to absorb all the corn flour, as you can see, which is okay, which is fine. There's no salt in this yet. There's nothing in this yet. थोड़ा पानी लाना पड़ेगा अरुण. ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay. Now we need for this butter. We need for this the potatoes. The corn flour already we put. We need cheese. We need salt. Here we have salt. I use Maldon sea flakes, sea salt flakes. Sorry, I like this for cooking and for topping as well. And we have black pepper. So we're going to start cooking this. While this is cooking, I will also start showing you how to do the white sauce, which is my method of doing white sauce, because come what may, do what may, that typical way of doing white sauce where you put the butter and you seko the maida, I always flop. My white sauce becomes nice round balls, and I have to strain it and throw it and stuff. So I'm not good at that. This medium flame is going to become a little hot. It's already becoming hot. We're going to add butter. Okay, put it here as well. Yes, parboiled, kacha, half boiled, not fully boiled. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you about grating. You have a grater. So this potato and this beetroot, you don't show my hand, please. You have a grater or a box grater. You don't do, no, khat, you don't do. You do nice long grates. Take it from one edge of the grater, go to the other edge of the grater. In that manner, you get nice long strands like this, or even longer strands. You don't want chota pata gobi sabji wala strands in this. This is heating up. I'm also going to add to this. I start doing the white sauce. Make it in this. You can use a larger one. My white sauce is a little different. Tanay, it's become very warm. Can we do something to the AC? Sorry, give me a minute, please. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, this has become hottish. First, you're going to add a little bit of butter. Don't get scared. Please add a little bit of butter. It'll melt. I'll reduce it. Don't worry. Work faster. 2 spoons. Sorry, guys. Butter acts tough sometimes. I'm sorry. Be louder. Sorry. The butter is, just put a little bit of butter and let it melt. Just let it melt a little bit. If you think there's too much butter, once it's melting, we'll remove it. There. It needs to melt. Keep your potato ready. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many is this? 7. So I'm going to do 4 potato and 3. No, it's 7. Yeah. So I'm going to do 4 potato and 3 beetroot. Meanwhile, till this is heating up, this is the small sizzler plates I have. This one will get heated up in an open stove. You can, of course, make it in a bigger sizzler plate and serve it. You needn't do a sizzler plate. This is just to become fancy. Arun, charo garam karke le aao. Charo le jao. It's bubbling, which is a good sign. So I'm going to put the potatoes inside. Press it down a little bit. Press it down, okay? You need to press it down. Almost half of this paniharam pan should get full. We are pressing it down. We are doing 4, right? So here. Just press it down. A lot more is going to go inside. Press it down. Similarly for the beetroot. See, the water comes out, so the beetroot will take a little longer, okay? The fire is on medium. Well, everything will get done. Hold on. One step at a time. Cooking is all one step at a time, please. Huh? Now, a little bit of salt. Nicely distribute the salt. We are going to put salt 2 times, okay? So don't dunk all the salt at this stage. If you think your roasty requires like 1 teaspoon of salt, I'm just giving an variety. I mean, a basic thingy. Then you just put half teaspoon now. Okay, you don't require 1 teaspoon though. It's all on taste. Black pepper is going in. Of course, I'm a little fancy, so we are using this. You can just sprinkle a little hardly coarsely ground black pepper. Okay, please don't make it very thin, very fine. Again, like I said, there's no harm, but this is just what I'm teaching you. And now we're going to put cheese. Nicely, अच्छे से लगाओ cheese. Cover the entire surface area. Okay. If your temperature is very high, work a little faster. We of course don't want anything burning. Is everybody good? Am I okay so far? Am making sense to what I'm saying? Potato didn't have water, beetroot little bit of squeeze up, a little bit of left inside. Again, I'm going to add the potato to the potato. Press it down. No, you can. There's no harm. But for me, oh God, I put the potato in the beetroot. Just see now. Terrible. Yeah. We're going to not use that one, but we'll continue making it. Sorry, guys, mistake. Okay, beetroot. Little bit of water is there, no harm. So I first put butter, then I put butter. Then when it melted, I put potato and beetroot. Then I put salt, pepper, and cheese. Then I put one more layer of either beetroot or potato. Now on that, I'm going to put a little bit more salt. This time I'm not going to put black pepper because it's going to go down. And if it goes down, the black pepper will become black and dirty. So we're going to put black pepper later on. Some more salt. And then we're going to put a little more butter because again, we need butter for it to go down. Some butter. Work fast and work gradually, surely. This is steps. And the butter will melt on its own. We don't have to spread it right now. Okay. And I have this thingy here, or you can use a toothpick. So can I show here? Yeah, so can you see here? It's kind of done. I would now turn it. Be gentle, try to keep the round shape going. There you go. If you can see, it's not disintegrating because it's stuck nicely. Beetroot is going to take a little bit more time. We're going to give it a little bit more time. So till this is getting done, I'm going to just quickly start the white sauce. I will cover everything once more. I will go over everything once more, I promise you. Don't worry. I will not leave you stuck. And you can always take down my number and call me. I'm very happy to be able to tell you what's happening. So white sauce, first some butter. I have here grated onion. if you are not keen on onion and garlic, just do the white sauce without the onion garlic as I'm showing it to you. I have grated onion here, and I'm going to put the grated onion here, and the coarsely ground garlic. I have added little black pepper to it. When you're grinding garlic, always add a little bit of salt. What happens with the salt is it absorbs all the juices of the garlic, and also it's easier to take it out from your pestle, mortar and pestle, and the flavors don't get left in. The salt soaks up all the flavors of the garlic. You get everything into it. This is done. See, can you see how beautifully it's done? We had already put butter on top. So now when I'm turning it, the butter has gone down. This one is still happening. Meanwhile, we are working with this. We are going to completely dry up the onion and the garlic. It's happening, not to worry. This is done. This is done. Some of this cheese. So because I'm not using the maida in the butter method, we are going to make a maida slurry. I'll show you what is a maida slurry, and that is going to help us give the white sauce the thick texture. Of course, a little bit of cheese as well. So we're going to just check the potatoes. Yep, done. You can roast it a little bit more. It's on you. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, this one needs a little bit of butter and a little bit of more working on it. So we're going to turn it again. This one as well. And this one as well. So we're going to wait. Meanwhile, water is evaporating from the onion and the garlic. The smells are outrageously amazing. While this is happening, I'll quickly make the maida slurry. A little bit of milk. And the maida, the recipes are given, don't worry. Just mix it. There should be no knots. There are no knots. This is good. No corn flour, please. Maida only. Okay. Keeping it here. Going to add a little bit of salt. The cheese also has salt, so be careful. It should dry out completely. The water should evaporate, okay? This is done. How much what? Say about 2 tablespoons, 2-3 tablespoons. It doesn't matter. As much as you require, the milk will be part of the entire milk quota which you're going to use. So use as much as you want. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, you can, of course. वो sizzling plate हो गया, ठीक है. एक लकड़ी के उसमें जाके लिया, लकड़ी के ट्रे में या ऐसे बोर्ड में ले बना के लिया. 2 मिनट बाद. This is done. I am now, can you see it's a little blackened? And at this point, be careful. Add milk. I've already added a little salt. We will taste it if we need little more salt after we add the cheese. Now, be careful when you put the milk in the pan is hot, and when you put the milk, वो बोलते हैं ना दूध जल जाता है, so be careful. Add it very slowly and then start mixing it a little bit. It gives a very grainy texture in the mouth, the cornstarch. We are good here. We are going to wait for it to boil. We want it to boil. लाओ अरुण इधर डाल दो, इस पे रखो, गरम में ना, हाँ रखो इस पे, एक दो और ले आओ, कोई बात नहीं. It's very hot. This is very, very hot. It should be hot. We just took out the iron plate and put it in open fire. You can take a large sizzling plate. You needn't take a sizzling plate. This is just to show you that you can do it this way. And this is getting cold. Don't worry, because this is already hot. Just show you, this is getting cold. Not to worry. You can make it a little ahead of time and keep it, because this is going to be hot and this is going to be hot. So the minute you put it together, this whole thing will become very edibly hot. We're going to wait for it to boil. I'm going to get rid of this. Add the slurry only when nice boils are coming, huh? See. See over here, Tana, you can see. Nice little boils come. Put. Is when you add the slurry. Do not add the slurry when it is not boiling. You will get again a coagulated mess. And sometimes, you know, the maida quality is not that great, so you might have to make a little bit more slurry to make it thick. Don't worry about it. There's no hard and fast rule, but it should become thick. Now this is boiling nicely, and I'm going to add the slurry and mix. A little bit of maida is left inside. Just dip, take it out, mix. There. After this, the milk is over. You can add water. You can add a little bit more milk. Not an issue at all. It's going to thicken. If it doesn't thicken, I'll add a little bit more slurry. So we don't have standardized maida in our country. So sometimes cakes, breads, these things go wrong. So we'll wait for a minute. If I feel the slurry is not thick enough, we'll add a little bit more. Meanwhile, let's plate it. Put the nice side up. Even this one, the nice side up. I don't know which is the potato one now. So it is thickening, but I will add a little bit more slurry to it. My milk is over, so I'm going to just take a little bit of water. My milk is over, so I'm going to take a little bit of water to the slurry. No harm in it. I can add more milk. 1-2 tablespoon milk में कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. But instead of making you wait, I have added slurry, the water slurry. Trust me, sometimes you get fed up of going on, adding the cheese, going on and on, adding the maida to make it thick. It happens. And no, you are not to blame. It is either the milk or the maida quality. I'll go over the white sauce. I don't make the white sauce a typical method where we put the maida, seco it with butter. So what I did was I put butter. I added grated onion. I added coarsely pound garlic. Garlic always pound with a little bit of salt. The salt absorbs all the juices, so everything goes into it. And a little bit of black pepper I had added in the garlic only. I sauteed it with no salt. It became little nicely dehydrated, little black. Then added a little bit of salt, sauteed it a little bit more. Poured the water. Poured the milk. Once the milk started boiling, I made a slurry. Slurry was a little bit of the milk, 2-3 tablespoons, and as much maida as we need. Mix it till there are no knots, no knots left. Yeah, and then you pour it when it is boiling. Do not pour it when it is not boiling. You'll get clumps. So I like this texture. If you can see, it's thickened. I like this texture because I'm going to add cheese. It's going to become a little more thick. And the minute we pour it into this, it's going to become even thicker. So here goes the cheese. I need a pouring spoon, please. Can you see it's become thick? I use a normal Britannia cheddar cheese for most of my work because I love the flavor of it. Arun, yes sir, please hata do. Ye hata do. Add a little bit of more salt because I know we need it. And yeah, can you see? Thick, nice. Shut it now. The white sauce you make on time, because the minute you leave the white sauce, make it and leave it, it's going to become very thick and coagulated. Then you'll have to add extra hot milk and work on it. So white sauce make on time. Plate, of course, you will heat on time. This you can make ahead of time and keep. Tana, can you please show here? This you can make ahead of time and keep. The white sauce you have to make on time. Okay, in it goes. Everybody is ready. Minute. Take this out. Let it bubble out once. Once it's bubbled out, it is a little messy. Be careful. Then we add a little bit more. So because this has become almost like a baked white sauce, so you're not going to get too much flavor out of it. This is done, and you can then add a little bit of cheese, just a little bit, to give it a look. You can add some herbs. Yes, these are sizzler. I will go over everything once. You can add a little bit of chili flakes. You can add some fresh basil herbs on top, and voila, it is ready. Be careful when you're adding it. I was a little brash, and it sizzled over, but it looks nice. Kholo. Side kholo. No, let everybody absorb the dish. I will talk, not to worry. Okay, we will quickly, I will just want to show you all something quickly. We started making sardo and we are very proud of it. I would love to share it with you all. Okay, just till here, see, when you leave the white sauce, it starts getting this malai on top, coagulating, then you have to work at it too much. So this you try to make before you serve this. The roasties, again, like I said, can be made earlier. Quickly go over the tiramisu first. Tiramisu, we soaked the sponge fingers in good quality espresso, put it in the dish, and then we mix mascarpone cream, no cream cheese, mascarpone cream and whipped cream together, and we layer it on top of the soaked sponge fingers. We've added little kalua. You can add cointreau, Grand Marnier, rum, brandy, cognac, any of these. Kalua is a coffee flavored liquor, so I added kalua. No Baileys. Do not add Baileys. Then we do 2 layers of that and then cover it with cocoa powder. I will show you right now how it looks. A plate to take it out and the tiramisu. This is our very, very pretty sado. We're making a whole lot of different flavors. If anyone is really interested, we can come up with the, send you a PDF. That's a whole wheat, freshly milled sado. At some point, I'm going to do a class with sado soup. I hope you all will join in. It's a lovely class. Yeah, you can show the menu. Okay, so coming back to the rosti. Rosti, we have parboiled potatoes. Parboiled means half boiled. Do not put in the pressure cooker with the chilka. Keep it in the in an open pot and boil it till the toothpick is going in, but going in a little hard. Like you heard the kacha sound. You take it out and then you peel the potato and you grate it. Grating is again not ghasar like this. You take it from one end of the grater, go to the other end like this, so get nice long strands. You're going to tell me कि छोटे छोटे बोल है लंबा strand का क्या जरूरत है, but the look and the flavor comes out very nice. So then we have the potato, which is a pattis potato, and we have beetroot. Beetroot does not have starch, therefore we have added a little bit of corn flour and mixed it. Then in the paniharam pan, we put butter, we put the potato and the beetroot, we pressed it down. Then we put a little salt, little pepper, and let it cook. Then we put a little bit of cheese and let it cook further. And then on top of that, again, we put another layer of potato and beetroot. You keep doing it because it's going to keep cooking at the bottom. And then at the top, last layer potato dalne ke baad, we put a little bit of butter because we had to turn it. And again, the paniharam pan needed a little butter. So then once the bottom was cooked, we took a toothpick and we gently turned it. We let that also cook. This part of the aloo tikki, I mean the aloo rosti and the beetroot rosti, you can make it ahead of time and keep it. Then we warmed up the sizzler plate. Sizzler plate ka the iron part we put it in on open fire and let it heat up completely. Till then we made the white sauce. White sauce we put butter, we put grated onion, we put we put costly pound garlic with salt and black pepper. Sauteed it a little bit till it became little blackened. Water had completely evaporated. Put a little bit more salt and then sauteed it a little bit more. And then I put milk. Nowadays you don't get kacha milk. If it is kacha milk, I would suggest you boil it once. You can use Nestle milk or Doodh Wale ka milk, Amul milk, any milk. You put the milk in. When the milk starts boiling, till it is cooking, you make a slurry. Slurry is a little bit of the milk. Even the hot milk from here you can take for the slurry in case you forget to keep the milk aside. Add maida to it and disintegrate the maida, completely mix the maida into the milk. And then when this milk is boiling, is when you put the slurry inside. Do not put the slurry when the milk is not boiling. And then after the slurry is put, check the consistency. If you think it's getting thick enough, then you don't have to worry about it. You add cheese to it. But if you want a thicker consistency, you make a little bit more slurry and you add. Then in the end, you add cheese and your white sauce is ready. And then I showed you how to plate it. Now questions.
Can we make sweet potato rosti?
Yes, very nice. Yes, you can make sweet potato rosti. It's a very good idea. Yes.
If not sister tray, what is the
You can serve it in a small bowl. If it's not a sizzler tray, you can serve it in a small bowl uh, where it will contain the white sauce because the sizzler has dried up. Can you show it here? Has dried up the white sauce. When I jiggle, white sauce is not falling. Okay. So I would suggest that you serve it in a little shallow bowl, and then you can also put a little cheese and bake it for 2 minutes and take it out. It tastes good. Any other questions? The recipe Nina is going to give it to you as soon as we finish this class.
Potato, should we cook it with 2 whistles?
No, like I said, potato, do not cook the potato with whistles. Potato should be cooked open. Once it goes into the pressure cooker, you don't know what's happening inside. When it is in open boiling pot, you can keep poking and finding out ki chalo bhai, it is kacha na, it's not pakoed fully. We want half kacha potatoes. Can we do the tiramisu now? We'll cut the tiramisu and show it to you.
Talegaon potatoes are okay.
I'm sorry, Talegaon potatoes are fine.
What if we don't get?
I would normally chill it for a little bit more time, and as and when you cut, please keep cleaning your knife, because you will ruin the effect of the tiramisu when you pull it out. So it's not chilled enough, na? So it's not going to look very nice, but this is the way it will look. It needs to chill for everything to set together. Just show it here once, please. The layers can be seen here. See the layers, guys. See. Yeah, under ka layer dikhao, ye wala. Haan. It needs to be chilled, because it's not chilled, it's coming apart. Nothing can be done about it, but it tastes really good. So I'm gonna put it together. So you get some sort of functional look at it. Sorry. Yeah. You can see the layers here. But like I said, please 4 to 5 hours of chilling. आपको अगर शाम को सर्व करना है तो आप सुबह बना दीजिए, और अगर आपको सुबह सर्व करना है तो एक रात पहले बना दीजिए. Also cover it if you can, if you're putting it overnight in the fridge. It's tasty, I guarantee you that. Any other questions? Flipping. Okay, I'll answer questions. Sorry. No. Questions, I'm taking questions, please. What is the yellow colored spice sprinkled on the rosti along with the red chili flakes? It was just, I put some dried oregano, little bit of cheese, lachas, and chili flakes. What if you don't get patties potatoes? No issue. If you don't get patties potatoes, add a little bit of corn flour to the potato so that the starch content goes up. But very little, not as much as you add to the beet. Thank you, Mom. Sorry you missed the tiramisu demo, Miss Chaya Kedia. You can, if they have recorded it, you can ask them for it. Thank you, Nita Jatia. Potatoes were parboiled, Mridula Somani ji. Yes, Kaki, the potatoes were parboiled, half kacha. How do you whisk your cream? How do you whisk your cream? You can I? Oh, mere ko whisk dena na. We use this machine. Can I be seen? No, na. We use this machine to whisk the cream. When you whisk the cream, I'll just give you a quick demo. When you whisk the cream, you put the whisk attachment to this. You take the cream, your cream should be chilled, and you go round in one direction only. Do not go left and then right and then go left and then go right. What we are doing to cream is we are adding air, infusing air into the cream to make it light and fluffy. The minute you go right and then you go left, you put air, you've taken out air. So you go only in one direction. This is the attachment. So you put both the attachment. Put the cream in a nice glass bowl and go round, round, round. First slow speed, then high speed, then slow speed again till you get the consistency you want. You can go back to chat. Okay. Thank you, Pushpaji, for the demo thing. Which brand machine are you using? Which machine are you talking about? The whisking machine is Philips. If you don't have sizzling plates, I explained, take shallow bowls because the cheese, the white sauce is going to be a little liquidy. And you put the roasty, you put the white sauce, put a little bit of cheese, serve it as it is, or you can bake it for 2 minutes and take it out. Thank you, everybody, for your praise. Anything else I can? Will it taste good with pesto sauce also? And can we add? Of course you can. Shwetaji, you can do anything. It is food and I am making it. And I want to serve you with pesto and jalapeno. Go for it. Except that pesto, when you put in the sizzling plate, will not taste very good. So you can put it maybe in a non-sizzling plate. What brand of cream do you use? Go slow with the chat. I will not be able to catch up. I use rich cream. It's available in all the shops, right? You can use LA and Vera. You can use rich cream. You can use pure dairy cream as well. I don't use pure dairy cream because sometimes quality is not consistent and it just photos while getting done or is sour. Thank you, Kashi, Kiranji, Arpita, Mohta. Where would you post in the recipe for both? The recipe will be given to you, ingredient list by Nina Maru. Please do give a substitute for egg sponge biscuits. Malhar Sangvi ji, the egg sponge biscuit, you can take an eggless sponge cake, though it will not give you the same effect. Don't soak the eggless sponge cake too much because these biscuits are hard. They are meant to soak in. The minute you soak the eggless sponge cake too much, it will become like a pitch mess. So soak it very carefully. Thank you, Manjuji. iPhone something. Thank you, Shweta ji. All right. Anything else? Fresh cream. I don't use, but there's a very good company called Pakiza, which is available in Bandra. They do a very good, consistent fresh cream. I'm not very fond of Parsi dairy. Yes, Deepika ji, rich cream is really good, very consistent, and I like the flavor. Other creams, other non-dairy creams have a little vanilla ice cream flavor. This is very bland, only cream flavor. Thank you, Shilpa ji. Thank you, Sudha ji, Sangeeta ji. Can you also share a pic of your ingredients?
Yeah, we'll be posting that.
Yeah, okay. No, they want a pic of the ingredient, picture of the ingredient. I'll send it to you, Neena ji, the picture of the ingredients.
Okay. So then we'll send it, and Aparna very kindly has given me the entire ingredient list of all the recipes with exact measurements and everything, and the method you saw. So her recipe doesn't have the method, it has all the ingredients, and hopefully you've seen the method and the technique very well.
Neena ji, could you share my phone number? Some people were asking for the Sardo PDF, so I can send it to them directly. Or you can share Karishma ji Agarwal's phone number to me, whatever it does.
Write down the phone number?
My phone number is, can I tell you all my phone number? It's 98202 94564. 98. Thank you. Anything else can I help you all with? Please call me if you're stuck. I am very happy to talk on the phone. If I can't talk on the phone, I'll leave you voice messages.
Thanks so much, Aparna. On behalf of
Thank you
and Alka Jalan Foundation and all the people who are present here, thank you so much. We loved your little tips and tricks that you gave along the way, and this white sauce recipe is a real keeper, huh? I'm never going
to trust me. Yeah, it is. I can for the life of me not make that other white sauce. It becomes very bad.
So thanks a lot. And even this making the roshti in Paniyaram was a new thing. I always do mini roshtis or a big one, but never in a mold.
comes out very clean. I'm glad you all liked it. Thank you everybody for your praises. Thank you for attending the class. I really appreciate it.
And you can go to Aparna's Insta page, the recipe ladder. So that has some more demos, and it's got a lot of recipes. And whenever she does a demo, it's on that. So you can go on that.
Yeah, we'll be doing a sardo soup soon, so that should be a good one.
Yeah. And then we might bother you again and get you on board again for our Sangeet Kala members.
Please, I will be very happy, very happy.
Because
Please freeze the tiramisu, not freeze, chill the tiramisu for at least 4 hours. We don't want this dirty, disintegrating look, okay?
yeah, of course.
You can also set the tiramisu individually in individual cups.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot, Aparna, for whipping up these lovely delicacies and showing us all your lovely techniques and methods.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And, answering all the questions. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. The ingredients will be put up and will be sent to you on WhatsApp on the same way that we sent you the invitation. And we've posted a number, the Sangeet Kala number, on the chat. So if anybody is not a Sangeet Kala member, they can request on that. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you everyone for joining in. Bye.